Yo, well, if you are interested in this series, why don't you like this video and subscribe the channel for many more upcoming parts and other series. Anyway, let's begin episode 3. 2 years had passed since the Uchiha massacre, and Sasuke had spent every second of his life that he was not training or in the academy, fantasizing about the day he finally killed Itachi. And today was no exception despite how important the day was. Today was the day he was given his genin team. Across town in the Hokage Tower, Hiruzen Sarutobi was in a council meeting along with the ninja who would be acting as the senseis the following year. Now, I think you know why you are all here. We have to decide on the team placement for this year's genin. The normal way of choosing Team 7, which has been so successful in the past, providing us with such ninja as my own 3 pupils, the Yondaime and Kakashi Hatake, was to take the top-ranked ninja and Kunoichi along with the bottom of the class. This has been used the past 4 years, but as you know, Kakashi Hatake has failed to pass any of the teams he has been given, the Hokage said. He probably just didn't want to do it. I don't know why you would pick such an unreliable ninja to be a sensei. He has become more and more difficult ever since that thing left the village, one of the civilian council members said, who had in the past had run-ins with the copy ninja about the treatment of a certain former resident of Konoha. Yes, and I am sure it is because of people like you that Naruto has left the village and not returned, Kakashi said flatly. I wish I could take the credit. I have sent enough money to Hyuga's family to almost pay for their seals to be removed, the counselor chuckled, ignoring the looks of disgust on the faces of the clan heads and the Hokage. We are getting off topic. If we are to follow Team 7 tradition, then it will be the Team O Sasuke Uchiha, who was the top ranking among the boys and Rookie of the Year. There was a round of applause from the civilian side of the council room. Yes, thank you. Anyway, the top ranking Kunoichi was Hinata Hyuga, who finished in 3rd overall behind Sasuke and Shino Aburame. And last in the class was Shikamaru Nara. However, upon looking at young Shikamaru's grades, I found something interesting. He only ever answered half the questions and hit the exact amount of points, so he would pass and nothing more. I believe him to be far more skilled than he lets on. However, that would be Team 7. I am sure there will be some objections, there always is after all. Hiruzen sighed. Yes, Hokage-sama, we requested back when they started the academy that Ino Choji and Shikamaru were placed in the same team. Inoichi spoke up and his statement was greeted with agreeing nods from Choza and Shikaku. Yes, I agree, that would be a formidable team and it has the balance that we know works. I am inclined to agree, but then who do I fill the final place in Team 7 with? Hiruzen asked. As if on cue, a pink-haired woman stood up and the ninja counselors ready to block their ears in case she started screeching like she had so many times in the past. My daughter Sakura should be placed with the Uchiha. The pink-haired Sakabe Haruno screeched, causing the people in her direct vicinity to wince from the pain that their ears had to endure. That may actually work. Sakura's ninja skills were the lowest, but she scored the highest in terms of book smarts and chakra control, which could lead her to becoming a talented support ninja, and with Sasuke being a close to mid-range fighter and Hinata being a close-range fighter, that leads to a balanced team, despite a break from the usual one Kunoichi per group rule. The final team will be a hunting and tracking team and will be Shino Aburame, Kiba Inuzuka and Sai, Hiruzen said. There were no more objections and the Hokage was able to send the full list of teams to the academy for the head teacher Iruka. Several hours later, all the teams had left the academy. Well, that was all except for Team 7. Ga, where is our sensei? Sakura whined. I am sure there will be a good reason that he is late. They are all supposed to be Junin after all, so they are among the top ninja in the village, Hinata said. Several hours later, the silver-haired one-eyed copy ninja casually strolled in. You're late, Sakura screeched, causing Kakashi to wince. I really hoped she would not be like her mother. I guess I can't be that lucky. This might be tough. Sorry about that. I got lost on the road of life. Anyway, meet me on the roof in 5 minutes, Kakashi said, before disappearing in a puff of smoke. Lost on the road of life. Oh, why couldn't I have Kurenai as my Junin sensei? Hinata thought as she followed after Sasuke and Sakura. The 3 fresh genin made it to the roof to find Kakashi casually leaning against the railing. So, take a seat and tell me a little about yourself, your likes, dislikes, hobbies, dreams for the future, the copy ninja said. Why don't you go first, Kakashi sensei, so we know what to do? Sakura asked. I thought it was a simple question. How could they not know what to do? Kakashi thought. Alright, here goes. I like things and I dislike things as well. As for my dreams for the future, well, I don't feel like telling you, he said. He didn't really tell us anything other than his name, all 3 of the young genin thought. Okay, Pinky, you're up, Kakashi said. Alright, my name is Sakura Haruno. She looked to Sasuke and blushed but said nothing. I mean, the person I like is, again she did nothing but blush. As for my dream for the future, again nothing but Sakura blushing redder than ever before. Delusional much, Kakashi thought, struggling not to mock the pink-haired Kunoichi. Okay, Pale Eyes, you're next, he said. My name is Hinata Hyuga. I like cinnamon buns and my hobby is pressing flowers. I dislike crabs and shrimp. As for my dream for the future, I want to bring the 2 branches of the Hyuga clan together under one roof as equals, and I need to say thank you to someone who inspired me to prove that I could better myself and that I didn't need to be the weakling loser everyone thought me to be, Hinata said. Why is that last part a dream? I mean, just go tell them, it's not like that is difficult to do, Sakura said. Kakashi narrowed his eyes disapprovingly at this. Sakura had no right to say anything about another person's dream, and even worse when they are supposed to be team members. I can't tell him because he doesn't live in the village anymore. He left the village to train with a tall man with long white spiky hair. Hinata said, angry that Sakura would say that about her dream. Then she realized she had just broken the promise she made to Naruto and Jiraiya never to tell anyone about seeing them. Long white spiky hair and tall. That could only be Jiraiya-sama. He left the village for good after he found out about Naruto's disappearance, and he certainly didn't take anyone from the village with him, Kakashi thought, looking for an answer but deciding to drop the issue. Okay, last of all, the brooder, you're up, Kakashi said. I have no real likes, but I don't see that it matters much because I hate lots of things. I have no dream for the future, what I have is more than that, it is a needed desire, I will rebuild my clan and I need to kill a certain man, Sasuke said darkly. Hinata was a little taken aback by Sasuke's goals but accepted that was just who he was, while Sakura just seemed to swoon over the cool and dark Uchiha. So he wants to kill Itachi, huh? Well, good luck with that, kid. He was considered the biggest genius in the Uchiha clan since Madara. As for the group as a whole, I have a fangirl, a shy princess and a brooder with a dangerous goal. I sorta wish I passed the team last year now, especially with the council on my back to pass this team, Kakashi thought. Now that that's done, I want you all to meet me at Training Ground 3 tomorrow at 7. Oh, and don't eat breakfast, you will just throw up, Kakashi said and without further thought disappeared in a swirl of leaves. Land of Hills. Two ninja wearing white hooded cloaks were entering a small town. This sucks, all we have been doing for the past year is mission after mission. Mercenary life is not as fun as I thought it would be, the shorter ninja complained. Well, Naruto-kun, you could always return to Konoha. I am sure the Hokage would welcome you back with open arms, the taller one said. Yeah, Gigi might, but everyone else might have a different point of view. You know better than anyone, you used to watch me after all, Naruto said. Yes, you might be right, it is mostly my fault, we have to keep moving. Despite how secure some of our hidden bases are, we do not want to run into any hunter ninja. I would like to avoid any unnecessary bloodshed, the taller of the pair said. That's fine, Itachi-sensei. I don't blame you. Do you know why Jiraiya-sensei called us here? I thought he was busy working on one of his horrible books, Naruto asked, taking his hood off to reveal the spiky blonde hair that was now shoulder length. No, I do not know why Jiraiya-sama sent the toad to tell us to meet him here, but I am guessing it is important, Itachi said, removing his own hood, showing that he no longer kept his hair in a ponytail and instead let his hair fall naturally flat, falling about halfway down his neck. If this is just some call to read a couple of chapters of his book and tell him what we think, I will be pissed. We finally get to visit a tourist destination and he sends us a toad, Naruto whined. I'm sure it won't be something that simple, Itachi said. The two village-less ninja walked through the streets of the town looking for the location that Jiraiya said to meet them. It was not surprising that when they found the name of the meeting location, that was a rather questionable tavern where the waitresses seemed to have more fabric on their shoes than the rest of their bodies. This must be the place, Naruto sighed as he went to enter. Unsurprisingly, the bouncer stopped Naruto from entering. Hey Itachi, little help? Naruto asked. With pleasure Naruto-kun, Itachi replied, activating his Sharingan, cast a genjutsu on the bouncer to allow the pair to enter. Looking around, they saw that this bar was a very dark place, the sort of place that you would go if you didn't want to be seen. You have to hand it to Jiraiya-sama, he may pick some perverted locations, but his choice is in fact genius in that you could have an important conversation and pass on information here without anyone knowing, Itachi said. Yeah, you're right, but let's just find him before the patrons start to flip because I am underage, Naruto said. They found the toad hermit in a back corner being fed by two women with amazingly large breasts. When they arrived, the pair sat down at the same table. Upon seeing Naruto, the two ladies stood up and went straight to the bar looking to complain about them allowing an underage kid to enter the tavern. Damn it, Gaki, couldn't you have put on a henge or something? Now you are going to get us all kicked out. Jiraiya whined as he watched the ladies talk to the what appeared to be the owner. Think of it as punishment for taking away my time off, Naruto complained. Damn kid, anyway, as we may not have much time, I will get to the point. As you know, there has been a civil war in the Land of Water for a few years now, Jiraiya said. Yes, the Mizukage is attempting to take out and annihilate every clan with a bloodline from the country, Itachi said. Exactly, anyway, I have found the location of the Resistance HQ, but they will not trust any outsiders. That is why if we want to help them in this war, we need to find someone who they know is wanted by the Mizukage and who the Resistance would see as a valuable ally to their cause, Jiraiya informed the pair. So who are we looking for? Some former Kiri ninja with bloodlines are not exactly just going to willingly return to Kiri just so we can join the war and make a name for ourselves as an organization, Naruto said. You're right, Naruto, but someone who has tried to assassinate the current Mizukage once already will. I want you two to track down Zabuza Momoichi, the demon of the hidden mist. I then want you to get him to agree to join us, Jiraiya said. Sounds like a lovely guy and all that, but do you really think he will join with us? I mean, you and Itachi-sensei maybe, but nobody knows who I am and I doubt he will agree if it is just Itachi-sensei and myself that find him, Naruto said. Don't worry about that, if you promise him you will help him kill Yagura, the current Mizukage, and can get him into the resistance, he will have to bite, Jiraiya said. Does he have any companions? Itachi asked. 3, I believe, the demon brothers B-ranked missing ninja who are little more than overgrown bottom feeders, and a girl named Haku. I do not have any information on her, but I can assume you two can handle them if they try to fight, Jiraiya said. It could take quite a while to locate them, they have been on the run for some time after all. Our best bet would be to find the demon brothers who are bound to be more lax in security as there will not be many hunter ninja that will bother with them, Itachi said. You say that, but for the last 6 months we have done nothing but stupid escort missions for private investors who are too cheap to pay one of the villages. And capturing lower level missing ninja, I haven't even had to use a more than one jutsu to fight any of them, Naruto said. You complain too much, Naruto-kun. Let's go before that bouncer breaks free of the genjutsu I cast on him. The owner looks rather close to hitting him, Itachi said, and the pair stood up before disappearing in a swirl of leaves. Land of Waves. It had been months since Kakashi's team had graduated and this was supposed to be their first C-rank mission. However, things did not always turn out like they are supposed to. As things were right now, they were looking at AA rank mission, and what was worse, the missing ninja they thought they had killed ended up only being in a death-like state. So things were not looking the best for Team 7. I think tomorrow will be the day. Everyone get a good night's sleep and get ready for the fight tomorrow, Kakashi said. Sakura and Hinata looked clearly worried, but Sasuke saw this as his chance to show what he could do, to judge how far he had come, and how close he was to killing his brother. Yes, there were definitely two vastly different emotions running through the 3 genin, but they were all as ready as they would ever be. Kakashi was sure that Hinata and Sasuke could hold their own for at least a good length of time against whoever the masked ninja that saved his opponent the last time they met, but he still was having worrying thoughts about Sakura. She had not seemed to grow out of her fangirl attitude, and what made it worse was Sasuke starting to respect Hinata as a shinobi meant that the Uchiha was showing more attention to the Hyuga than she liked. The next morning Kakashi was not surprised at all to find the bridge empty and a strong mist fill the air. So Zabuza, back for a second round it seems, and you brought some help it seems, Kakashi said. Do you think you can fight both me and Haku at the same time? You are good Kakashi, I will give you that, but you are not that good, Zabuza said. I don't think I have to, my genin will be able to hold her off long enough for me to finish you, Kakashi said. The moment the copy ninja finished speaking Sasuke charged forward, but he didn't get more than 2 feet across the gap before a large wave rose up from the ocean knocking Sasuke back. What was that? He didn't even use any hand seals. Sakura asked. He didn't do it, the chakra came from behind us. Hinata said with her Byakugan active. Kakashi took comfort at the sight that Zabuza and Haku seemed to be just as confused as the team from Konoha. Hinata, can you see what we are dealing with? Kakashi asked. Yes, it is not very clear because of the mist, but it seems to be clearing. There are 2 ninja but their faces are hidden behind hooded cloaks, Hinata said. What do you mean the mist is clearing? I haven't ended my jutsu. Zabuza yelled, but sure enough all around them the mist seemed to be lifting. Impossible, not even the sword Samahata could do this to my mist, Zabuza thought. I can see what's happening, it's the smaller of the 2 new arrivals, he seems be absorbing the chakra into his body, Hinata said, showing just how much her confidence had improved by only stuttering once. Someone that can absorb chakra from a jutsu into their own body, that sounds like one hell of a skill, Zabuza thought begrudgingly. I'm afraid we will have to put a stop to this little confrontation of yours. Zabuza is too important to risk in a fight against you, Kakashi, a smooth voice called out as the last of the mist vanished, revealing the 2 hooded ninja clear as day. Who are you? And why do you think Zabuza is so important? Kakashi asked. Who we are is not important, what is important is that we need Zabuza to join us, Naruto said calmly yet still with a sense of commanding in his voice. Haha, that's a good one kid, I don't even know who you are, why would I join you, say tell you what why don't you join me? That little skill to absorb a jutsu could be useful, Zabuza said. I think he thinks he is superior to you, the taller hooded figure of Itachi said. I knew this would happen. We can get you into the resistance in the land of water and give you another crack at killing the Mizukage, Naruto said. Pull the other one, only people inside the resistance know where they are hidden, so only a member of the resistance can make that offer, Zabuza said. You seem to be underestimating our abilities, we know exactly where they are, but we need something that the resistance wants to get in, and that would be you, Zabuza, Itachi said. Interesting offer, let me just kill this bridge builder and then we can talk, Zabuza said. Why would you want to do that? Your employer is dead, he was planning on betraying you, we killed him and his men to stop that from happening, Naruto said. How do I know you are telling the truth, and you are not just saying that to save the old man? Zabuza said. Naruto shrugged and pulled out a scroll, tossing it to Zabuza. When the demon of the bloody mist opened the scroll, the body of Gato appeared. What the hell happened to him? He doesn't look like he was poisoned, neither is there any sign of physical damage in any way, not even any signs of a genjutsu-induced death, Haku said shocked. Ah well, my companion has a rather unique way of dealing with people who are not being cooperative, Itachi said. Well, looks like we are not enemies anymore, Kakashi, but you two, I don't trust either of you, show me your faces, or I will not even think about going with you. Zabuza ordered. Wait a minute, Kakashi-sensei, are you saying that's it? We're just going to let Zabuza and the masked hunter Nin get away? Sasuke asked loudly. Yes, Sasuke, he was just doing his job and we were doing our own, it was never anything personal as far as I am concerned. This is over, Kakashi said. Well, can we do this elsewhere, somewhere less crowded perhaps? Naruto asked, not wanting shinobi from Konoha to see him or Itachi for that matter. No, you take your hoods off and show us your faces or we are not moving. Zabuza ordered. Very well then, Itachi sighed and began removing his hood. Damn it, this isn't good, that Junin is bound to recognize Itachi, Naruto thought, but it was not Kakashi who reacted first. No, that honor was given to the raven-haired genin. Several kunai flew right at Itachi's face. Sasuke was shocked however when the kunai seemed to stop in midair before falling harmlessly to the ground. The only movement any of them saw was Naruto raise his head, showing of a pair of metallic purple eyes with a familiar rippling pattern. It's him, I can't believe it. After all these years, nah Naruto-kun, Hinata stammered, shocking Kakashi. Naruto removed his hood. Well, I expected the Konoha Junin to be aggressive at the sight of you, but I didn't expect a genin to attack like that, Naruto said. I did, it is my foolish little brother after all. Hello Sasuke, how are you? Itachi asked. I will be doing a lot better once I kill you. Sasuke yelled and charged forward, a kunai drawn in each hand. Is he really serious? Trying to attack us is utter foolishness. Shinra Tensei, Naruto said lazily, extending an arm, sending a wave of compressed gravity towards the charging Uchiha that sent him flying back, and Kakashi had to jump in the way to catch him. What was that, and is that really Naruto? The hair is perfect, but those eyes. And what was that jutsu? He just sent Sasuke flying like he was nothing, Kakashi thought. What is your name? Kakashi asked Naruto tentatively, ignoring Itachi for a moment. Me. Didn't Hinata just tell you? At least I assume your young Hyuga is Hinata, as she is the only person from Konoha to have seen me since I acquired the Rinnegan. But if you must hear it from me, my name is Naruto Uzumaki, Naruto said. Naruto, Kakashi said under his breath, and he felt at that moment like he had both won the lottery and had the breath knocked out of him by a kick in the gut. Itachi Uchiha, I must say it is an honor to meet someone like you, and this kid you are traveling with seems to have quite the skill set as well. Maybe I will join you, Zabuza said. Itachi, what have you done to Naruto? Kakashi yelled. I haven't done anything to him, we simply work together, Itachi said. Impossible, those eyes are not Naruto's. Kakashi said, he had the Rinnegan when I met him, I assure you I have not harmed him, nor am I entirely sure that I could if I tried. The Rinnegan is an amazing dojutsu after all, Itachi said. Rinnegan. Impossible, that's nothing but a myth, Kakashi said, but the more he looked at Naruto's eyes they did look just like the legendary dojutsu. In any event I am taking him back to Konoha where he belongs, Kakashi said. I am not a Konoha shinobi, so Konoha has no ownership of me nor do you have any right to forcefully drag me back there. The only thing Konoha could claim is that I hold the Kyuubi, the Biju that is seen as property of Konoha, so if you wish to come after me because of that feel free, but you will fail in your attempt to capture me, Naruto said. He knows about the Kyuubi, he probably hates Konoha, I feel like I have lost him and failed you all over again sensei, the copy ninja thought as he stood unmoving holding Sasuke from attempting another suicidal charge. Now Zabuza, are you coming or are we going to have to capture you and take you with us? Itachi asked turning away from the team of Konoha ninja. Yeah, it's not like we have anything better to do, let's go Haku, Zabuza said and they moved to join the two white-robed ninja who used to call Konoha home. Farewell Konoha ninja, give my regards to the Hokage, it has been quite some time since I have seen Gigi after all, Naruto said before turning to leave. Wait Naruto-kun, I need to tell you something, Hinata yelled finally finding her voice. Naruto said turning around while the others kept moving. I need to tell you. Thank you, because you believed in me I was able to better myself and now my clan doesn't think that I am a loser anymore, even my father is starting to see that I have potential and it is all because of you, so thank you. Hinata said, I didn't do anything Hinata, you did that yourself but thanks anyway, Naruto said with a smile and turning away. Wait, will I ever see you again? She asked her voice trembling but surprisingly no stutter. Who knows, after all I am not a ninja of Konoha and still technically a resident so I could return one of these days if only for a little while, Naruto said and raising his hood over his head he gave Hinata a friendly smile before turning to follow Itachi and the new pair from Kiri. So what's this group of yours called? You surely have a name, Zabuza asked once Naruto caught back up to the group. Yeah we are the Yoinokuchi, Naruto said. Yoinokuchi, Nightfall, I like it, Zabuza said as they walked away from the land of waves. So where are we going? Zabuza asked Itachi, as their small group made its way silently through the land of fire. We have a hideout about halfway to Konoha. From there we can get in contact with the other members of our group, Itachi replied. And how many people are in the Yoinokuchi? Haku asked. At the moment 5 not including you two. We operate in pairs, as you can see Naruto-kun is usually my team member. As for who the others are, well the person in control would be Jiraiya-sama. And the other two well there is Akemi, she is Naruto's age and has a unique Kekkei Genkai, swift release. And her brother Ikaru. They both fled from Kumo with to avoid them putting the girl into a forced breeding to try and reproduce the bloodline limit, Itachi replied. Jiraiya, you mean Jiraiya of the Sannin? On of the legendary 3. Haku asked. Yes, he left the direct service of Konoha almost 4 years ago now, although he is still very loyal to the village, Itachi said. Why would someone like Jiraiya leave his village? Zabuza asked. He left because of Naruto here. He discovered him in the land of forests but he was from Konoha originally, Itachi replied. He doesn't say much does he, since we left the land of waves he has barely said a word, Zabuza said indicating where Naruto was walking his hood up covering his face. Normally he won't shut up, my guess is something is bothering him, Itachi said. The team from Konoha, they will inform the Hokage and will send a hunter ninja after us. I'm sure of it, Naruto said finally speaking. We have time, Kakashi won't abandon his mission, Itachi said. Then I would say we have about 3 days before they start the search, are you sure this is the best hideout to use, Naruto said. Lighten up kid, what are a bunch of hunter ninja going to do, we will just take care of them when they show themselves, Zabuza said with a wicked grin. I will not kill Konoha shinobi unless I am forced to, Naruto said. We should be fine, there are the best defenses we can make guarding the place. And we only need to stay there until we can get a message to Jiraiya-sama saying we found Zabuza, Itachi said. They walked for a few more miles before they came to a large boulder. Naruto moved up to it as simply brushed it out of the way like it was not even there. Well, it's no palace but it is a damn sight better than the places we have been hiding, Zabuza said as he looked around. They had entered a large underground complex that seemed to run deep into the earth. Itachi showed them to their rooms, I'm going to go train, Naruto said and left down a separate path. Alright, just try not to destroy anything, Itachi replied. Kid seems to be a little cold on us, Zabuza said. I don't think he approves of your line of work. Naruto-kun is a rather gentle person, so he usually dislikes people who kill for fun, it may take him a while to accept you as members. Doesn't like people who kill for fun huh, then what is the point of this group? Zabuza asked. In essence we are mostly mercenaries but most of what we do helps people, for example we do not take missions to kill civilian bridge builders, Itachi said. You think you can talk to me like that, and get away with it? I should cleave you where you stand, Zabuza said. You're welcome to try, but I wouldn't recommend it. Your reasons for taking those missions are your own, none of us will truly know the type of person we are until we are about to die. Follow me, your rooms are this way, Itachi said expressionlessly and walked off. Hey I like that, I guess doing good can't hurt as long as I get to bust Yagora's shell I could care less, Zabuza said. Haku on the other hand was thrilled to hear of the type of work they would be doing, but she also wanted to talk to Naruto and let him know that she also did not like killing when she could avoid it. They walked down several flights of stairs and made it to a large chamber with several doors on each side. Pick a room, the first 2 in the right are taken by our other 2 members, inside you will find everything you need, Itachi said. So where do you and the kid stay? Zabuza asked. Naruto-kun, Jiraiya-sama and I each have our own levels, if you are opposed to us having more room or dislike your room, take it up with Naruto-kun, he built this place after all, Itachi said and turned to leave giving no further explanation. Well Haku, what do you think, if they can get me another crack at Yagura and into the resistance they have my support, Zabuza said. I think we should see what this is like first, then decide if we want to stay or not, Haku suggested. Yeah, why not? Come on, let's pick a couple of rooms, Zabuza said. Meanwhile, Naruto was sitting in his training area in deep meditation when Itachi arrived. You know, if you act this way every time a missing ninja joins us, you won't end up liking many of the members, Itachi said. Naruto slowly opened his eyes and stood up. It is not that I dislike them, it's that their attitude is wrong. We are supposed to be striving for peace and someone like Zabuza wants nothing but to destroy, Naruto said. Perhaps that is all he knows. He was made into the demon of the bloody mist, but you saw the way he looked at the girl. It was the way a father looks at his own child. There is hope for him and you know it, Itachi said. Maybe, but I would like some proof before I show them any trust, Naruto said. Very well, how is your training coming along? Itachi asked. Not very well, I can picture what I want but it is taking far too long to create, Naruto said. I do not think yin-yang chakra manipulation will be an easy thing to master. After all, you are trying to create something out of nothing and breath life into it. Perhaps you should continue by trying one at a time. Try to create something that doesn't live. You might be attempting the impossible to do both, Itachi said. Yeah, maybe you're right. I think I have had enough for now. Besides, I need to go contact Jiraiya-sensei, Naruto said. Yes, that would be a good idea. By the way, do you know when Akemi and Ikaru will be returning? Itachi asked. Couple of days probably, it depends what mission they have taken. Although I don't see that it matters, won't we be off to the land of water soon enough to make contact with the resistance? Naruto asked. Maybe, that all depends on Jiraiya-sama. I do not think he will send all four of us to meet with the resistance in the land of water. A large group of powerful shinobi will be noticed. My guess is he will just send Zabuza and either myself or you and the girl Haku, Itachi said. So he is going to split up our team when we have never failed a mission no matter how difficult. That's insane, Naruto said. I do not believe it will be a permanent thing, just until we earn the trust of the leaders in the resistance movement, Itachi said. Oh well, guess I will just have to accept it if that's the way it turns out, Naruto said. Who knows, you might find it refreshing to be teamed with someone other than me. My emotionless style can be a bit of a come down from your usual energetic self when you are on a mission with Jiraiya-sama. I have seen that you are far more in control of your emotions but less like yourself while we are teamed together, Itachi said. Oh well, I guess I have just given up trying to get you to lighten up, that's all, Naruto replied happily. Well, I am shocked. I didn't think you knew how to give up, Itachi said, allowing for a rare smile to cross his face. Konoha, 1 week later. Team 7 made their way to the mission hall for their debriefing with the Hokage. Kakashi had made the team move as quickly as they could once the mission was complete so they could get back to Konoha as soon as possible. Team 7 reporting back from the completion of a successful C-turned-a-ranked mission, Kakashi said. A ranked? What do you mean a ranked? Haruka yelled in shock. The mission became a ranked due to arrival of several missing ninja. In fact, it could almost be considered as ranked after the appearance of missing ninja Itachi Uchiha, Kakashi said. What, you had a run-in with Itachi? The Hokage asked. Yes, Hokage-sama. What's more, he was not alone, he had a partner with him, Kakashi said. Who would Itachi Uchiha, someone who killed his own clan in a quest for his own power, possibly have as a partner? I mean, who would be brave and stupid enough to take that risk, Haruka said. Naruto Uzumaki, Kakashi said. What, I know that name. You mean the Kyuubi child? Haruka asked. That's enough, Haruka. Here is an ordered. Sorry, Hokage-sama, the academy teacher apologized. So Naruto was with him. This is most disturbing news. However, as Naruto-kun is not a ninja of this village, we cannot label him as a missing ninja, nor has he broken any laws to justify placing him in the bingo book, Hiruzen said. The old Hokage may have looked troubled on the outside, but inside he couldn't have been happier. The boy he once saw as a grandson was safe, and the most loyal ninja he knew was looking after him. He also knew this meant that Jiraiya would have been around someplace as well. That's not all, Hokage-sama. Naruto does not look the same. He may still have the spiky golden hair and the whisker marks, but his eyes have changed. They are no longer blue, Kakashi informed the Hokage. What do you mean, Kakashi-kun? Eyes do not simply change color, well, unless it is some sort of Kekkei Genkai, like the Sharingan, of course, Hiruzen said. That's the thing, Itachi said. Naruto possesses the Rinnegan. Naruto's eyes were completely purple, the iris and sclera were the same color, and it had this ripple pattern of concentric circles that expanded out from a tiny dot-like pupil, Kakashi said. The pipe that the Hokage had been smoking fell from his mouth and hit the desk. That must be the real reason Jiraiya-kun never brought Naruto back to the village. There are people who would try and take Naruto's power for themselves no matter the cost. So Jiraiya did what he needed to. He wanted to make sure that Naruto would be safe. What can you tell me about Naruto's abilities? Hiruzen asked. I could not say. Sasuke attempted to attack Itachi twice. The first time he threw several kunai and Naruto was able to stop them in midair without moving an inch. Then when Sasuke charged, Naruto sent him flying before he even got close to attack range with a wave of his arm, Kakashi said. I see. Anything else? Hiruzen questioned. Just one thing. When they first arrived, we were about to start battle with Zabuza Momoichi. We were stopped by Naruto and Itachi. From what Hinata said she saw with her Byakugan, Naruto seemed to absorb Zabuza's hidden mist jutsu, Kakashi said. I see. He sounds like a talented young shinobi then, as expected from someone with the eyes of the sage, Hiruzen said. We should send a team after them. Naruto belongs in this village. It's his home, Kakashi said. Is it? Naruto was 8 when he left the village. Now he would be 13. 5 years. He has been gone 5 years. His old apartment still stands maybe, but I do question how much of a home this place ever was to him. Hated and rejected his whole life, and I am sure wherever he found himself after he left here, people didn't naturally shun him. In these last 5 years, Naruto-kun has had a chance to live a life he never would have had if he stayed in Konoha, a happy one, the Hokage said. But Hiruzen-sama, surely you want him to return? Kakashi asked almost pleadingly. Certainly I do, but I want him to return on his own, not because we force him, the old Sarutobi said. Very well, I will not make any attempts to locate and return Naruto to the village, Kakashi said. Thank you, Kakashi-kun. Now I would like everyone in this room to swear that they will never say a word about Naruto or the Rinnegan to anyone once they leave this room, Hiruzen said. I don't see what's so great about those eyes. I bet the Sharingan is a far superior dojutsu, Sasuke said. Yeah, Sasuke-kun is right. Did you see those eyes that kid had? They were creepy looking. Even the Hyuga's pupil-less eyes look better, Sakura thought, which was greeted approvingly by her inner self. You may be right, Sasuke-kun. The Rinnegan is surrounded by uncertainty. We only have myths and legends to go on, so we do not know what powers the Rinnegan truly possesses. So the Sharingan may well be the superior dojutsu, Hiruzen said, although he did not fully believe it himself. Yes, but there has to be something extraordinary about the child if Itachi Uchiha has taken an interest in the boy, Haruka said. There has always been something extraordinary about Naruto-kun, and it is not what you may think. I would challenge any person to truly get to know Naruto and not like him. He has this glow about him. Whenever he was around, it was like seeing the will of fire incarnate, Hiruzen said. Will that be all, Hokage-sama? Kakashi asked. Yes, you are dismissed, the Hokage replied. Yoinokuchi hideout. It had been a week since Zabuza and Haku had arrived, and it was fair to say the pair had found their stay comfortable. Lots of the luxuries that were often kept from missing ninja, like proper showers and news of the outside world, were easy to come by in the Yoinokuchi hideout. They even had their own televisions and training facilities. In fact, the only thing that had Haku annoyed was the fact that she had as of yet failed to talk to Naruto and thank him for the opportunity to join the Yoinokuchi and tell him that she admired him for not wanting to kill his opponents and only taking missions that help people. In fact, Naruto had been strangely absent. They had seen Itachi come and go from small scouting errands, but Naruto had not been seen at all. When questioning Itachi about this, he just told her not to worry about him and that he could handle himself. It wasn't until a week later that she saw Naruto again. She had gone outside to enjoy the sunshine and pick herbs when she saw Naruto casually walking towards the entrance of the base. This is my chance. I need to talk to him while I have a chance, Haku thought as she put down her basket. Hello, Naruto, she said and waved to get his attention. Naruto stopped and turned to see what the girl wanted. Hi, Naruto said. Where have you been? We haven't seen you around for almost 2 weeks now, Haku said. Oh, I've been looking for Jiraiya-sensei, but he is a pain in the ass to find, Naruto said in a friendly manner. Oh, any luck? Haku asked. Not really, but I did manage to find one of his summoned toads, so he must be spying on someone and can't show himself. But at least I managed to get him the message. He should return here or at least to one of the other hideouts and get in touch with us via the radio link we have set up between the bases in a few days, Naruto said. Oh, that's good, I suppose. I was wondering if I could ask you a question. Haku said. Well, technically you just did, but if you want to ask another one, I see no problem with that, Naruto said. Well, I was just wondering why you fight, if you don't like killing. Haku said. Well, I guess I fight to protect others, and make life easier for people in need, Naruto answered. I see. Do you have anyone precious to you? Haku asked. Are you asking me if I have a girlfriend? Naruto asked. No, I was asking if there were any people in your life that you think of as precious, people that you would die to protect, Haku explained. Oh, I get it. Yeah, I guess I do. There's Jiraiya-sensei and Itachi-sensei. And I used to be really close to the Hokage, so I would even add him to the list, Naruto replied. I see, that's good. I always think true strength comes from the need to protect something. It allows you to dig deeper than you thought you ever could and become stronger. Zabuza-sama is my precious person. He found me when I was young, starving to death, and looked after me. In exchange, I became his tool. I am his weapon because that is my purpose in life, Haku said. That's a completely bullshit. You may think Zabuza thinks of you only as a tool, but I can tell that he thinks of you as much more than that. He sees you as a daughter, Naruto said. How would you know? You have barely even spoken to Zabuza-sama, and even then you did not seem to approve of him much, Haku said. His eyes give him away, the way he looks at you and positions himself while we were walking to shield you in case we turned on you. It is a skill Itachi-sensei taught me. You can read a lot about your opponent by simply watching their actions around people. His bloodthirsty attitude is a front that he puts up. He is hiding from himself and doesn't even realize that, Naruto said. You know, you speak like you are much older than you look, Haku said. Yeah, I get that a lot, Naruto laughed, scratching the back of his head in slight embarrassment. I want to thank you for letting us join you and Itachi. For the first time since I was a young girl, I feel like I have a place that accepts me, a place that I can call home. I have never had that with Zabuza-sama, as we were always on the run from Kuri's hunter ninja or taking missions for questionable characters trying to fund Zabuza-sama's next coup attempt, Haku said. No worries, but you shouldn't thank me. You should thank Jiraiya-sensei. He was the one who ordered us to recruit you, Naruto said. Just out of curiosity, what would have happened if we refused? Haku asked. Well, to you, nothing. But we would have just captured Zabuza and delivered him to the resistance as a gift to gain their trust, Naruto said. You really think you could capture Zabuza-sama that easily? Haku asked skeptically. It wouldn't be too difficult. I imagine we would have had a harder time deciding which of us got to fight, Naruto said casually. You're kidding, right? Zabuza-sama was one of the 7 swordsmen of the mist. They were elite ninja from Kiri, Haku said. True, but Itachi and I are not exactly your run-of-the-mill shinobi. When you fight Itachi, it is basically over the moment you make eye contact with him, and I could probably defeat him with my gravity jutsu without even moving, Naruto said. Gravity jutsu? Can you show me some? Haku asked. I guess so. I will just keep it small though. Shibaku Tensai, Naruto said. He created a small black orb in his palm and sent it away from his body. Haku watched wide-eyed as the earth lifted to create a small ball of earth compressed into a small ball about the size of Haku's fist. Naruto dropped the jutsu before it got too big and let the orb fall to the ground. Bansho Tenin, Naruto said, extending an arm toward the orb, and it shot forward into the palm of Naruto's hand. Wow, that's amazing, Haku said as she stared at the compressed ball of earth. Well, it's nothing to the damage that jutsu can really do. Although to tell the truth, I have never really tried it out, Naruto admitted. It's still amazing, I mean I have never seen a gravity jutsu before, Haku admitted. Yeah, I guess it's pretty cool. Someone is approaching, wait, more than one, I think it's two people, Naruto said, turning to the east. Are they a threat? Haku asked tentatively. No, I know who it is, Naruto said, relaxing as two ninja in white cloaks appeared. The younger of the two was a kunoichi around the same age as Naruto, although she was slightly taller. She had long black hair, with bright yellow highlights that ran down to her waist. And yellow eyes with black pupils. The other taller member of the pair was slightly older than Itachi and had light brown curly hair, and the same eyes as the girl who Haku realized must have been his sister. You guys have been gone for a while, what happened? You get into some trouble with your last mission? Naruto asked. You could say that, we went to clear out a bunch of bandits but found that most of them were missing ninja from IWA, the boy said. Yeah, that would be about right, man, you guys always get all the luck. Every time Itachi-sensei and I get a bandit mission it is always only 2 or 3 bad guy wannabes, we never get groups of ninja, Naruto said. Yeah, well, we will swap any day, a bunch of Junin and Chunin level ninja may be child's play for you and Itachi. But we are not you, that mission was tough. And by the way, who's the new girl? The dark-haired kunoichi asked. Oh yeah, Akimi, Akaru, this is Haku. She came here with Zabuza Momoichi, Naruto said. Oh yeah, Jiraiya-sama said you had found him, he will be back in 2 days to give us our next assignments, Akaru said. It's about time, we have been waiting 2 weeks, Naruto said. What do you care, last time I saw you, you were whining about never having any time off, Akimi replied. Maybe I just like to complain, Naruto joked. That's not a maybe, I have never met anyone who likes to complain more than you do, Akimi laughed. Come on inside so you can meet Zabuza, you could end up working with him at some point, so may as well try and get to know him better. In truth I am guilty of avoiding him myself, Naruto suggested. The 6 members of the Yoinokuchi had spent the last 2 days getting to know each other better while they waited for Jiraiya to show up. And it wasn't until late in the afternoon on the second day of waiting since the return of Akimi and Akaru that Jiraiya finally entered the base. Welcome back Jiraiya-sensei, I thought you would have gone to one of the other bases, I mean this is a long way to come from the land of rice fields, Naruto greeted Jiraiya as he sat down to relax. Why not come here, this is our main hideout after all, Jiraiya said. What were you doing that was so important there anyway, the place is just a bunch of rice farmers, Naruto said. The Sound Village, OTO. It's a new village that has sprung up recently, Jiraiya said. So what? I mean it's not like it will be a very dangerous village if it is only new, Zabuza said. That's the thing, it isn't a real village at all, which makes me wonder why they would declare themselves as one, Jiraiya said. Huh, what do you mean they're not a real village? Akaru asked. I mean I have been over every part of the country, and there is no hidden village but there is a hidden base owned by an old friend of mine, Jiraiya said. Orochimaru, huh, so what is he up to now? Why declare a village that doesn't exist? Naruto questioned. Well I have an idea, but I can't really prove it, Jiraiya replied. Well don't just sit there, tell us what you think the scaly freak is up to, Zabuza said. He needed to be a village so he could do something only a village was allowed to do, something that forced him to make the claim of a village. I think he wants to send people who work for him for whatever reason to either the Chunin or Junin exams in Konoha, Jiraiya said. What good would that do? New countries can only send a maximum of 2 teams to the Chunin exams, so if he plans to attack Konoha with that few units he may as well just attack from the outside for all the good it would do him. Why not just register the teams as wandering shinobi? Itachi said. I don't know, perhaps he is after something else, or is using this as a chance to get close to Sarutobi-sensei, so he can kill him. All I know is I am positive Orochimaru has something planned during the Chunin exams and it is never good when Orochimaru has something planned involving Konoha, Jiraiya said. So what do you suggest we do? We can't exactly warn the Hokage, if we don't know what that snake has planned, Naruto said. In that case we will just have to be on hand to stop him should anything occur, Jiraiya said. What you want is to break into Konoha in the middle of the Chunin exams? Naruto asked. Not at all, you are going to compete, Jiraiya said. I'm what? You're kidding me, right? We don't have a village to compete for, and I don't even have a team. Naruto yelled. We will enter you as a team of wandering ninja, and I think you do have a team. Akimi is your age and has no past ninja alliances with any other village as she was not a ninja when her brother left Kumo. And Haku was never a ninja of Kiri, due to her bloodline limit. That will be your team, Jiraiya said. This time it was Akimi's turn to blow a fuse, you want me to compete in the Chunin exams against a bunch of weaklings. Come on Jiraiya-sama, I mean I am at least low Junin level and Naruto is at the same level as Itachi, I have never seen him lose a fight, this is overkill. She yelled. I think it's a good idea, Akaru said. What why? Akimi replied angrily. People from all over the elemental countries will be there, when one of you win the tournament it will gain us all some reputation and people will look to find you for their missions, the angry Kunoichi's brother said calmly. Hey, what about the rest of us? Are we just going to sit on the sidelines? Zabuza asked. Actually Zabuza, you will be going to the land of water with Itachi. We need to gain the trust of the resistance and you are our key and they know that you are a wanted man in Kiri for an attempt on Yagora's life in a failed coup d'etat, Jiraiya said. Hey, that does sound good. Looks like you are going with the kid for a while, Haku, Zabuza said. As you wish, Zabuza-sama, Haku said, slightly upset to have to leave the swordsman. Don't worry, it will only be for a few months, until after the Chunin exams and the resistance allows more of us to help out in their war, Jiraiya said. That is everyone else sorted, but what about me? Hikaru asked. I need you to go around the land of fire and rice fields and gather whatever information you can on what Orochimaru is planning. People in the land of rice fields will probably be more willing to talk to you than me as you are classified as a missing ninja. So anyone who actually knows anything maybe think you are willing to join them, Jiraiya explained. And let me guess, you will be doing research, Naruto said. Well, I haven't done any research in Konoha in 5 years, and they have always had some of the best specimens, Jiraiya said weakly, tapping his index fingers together. You know, for a leader you certainly don't do much when there are important things to do, Naruto said. What does he mean by research? Haku asked. You don't want to know, Itachi said expressionlessly. Look, we all have our assignments. The Chunin exams are not for a month yet, so you three can stay here and relax, or train. I will go talk to sensei about signing you three up. Itachi, Zabuza, you can leave whenever you are ready. I have marked the island and location of the Resistance HQ on the map in your room, and Ikaru, the sooner you can leave to gather information the better, Jiraiya said. So that's it, we just go to the tasks we are given. Zabuza asked after Jiraiya left the room. Yes, that's about right, come let's prepare for the trip, you know the land of water better than I do, so I need to know what to expect on the different islands, Itachi said, and he too left the room. The following day everyone had left the base, leaving the three younger ninja alone to prepare in whatever way they saw fit for the upcoming exams. Konoha, 2 days later. Night had fallen over the village hidden in the leaves, and the Hokage had once again fallen behind on his paperwork, causing him to stay long into the night. Will this accursed bane of my existence never end? Hiruzen yelled in frustration as he began on yet another stack. You should really do your work during the day instead of spending so much time smoking. Then came the voice of Jiraiya from the windowsill. Jiraiya-kun, come in, Hiruzen said warmly, waving Jiraiya to enter. Jiraiya complied, but rather than take a seat he simply leaned against a nearby wall. So to what do I owe the pleasure of your company? Decided to return to serve the village once more? Hiruzen asked hopefully. Not exactly, but I do have some information and some aid that you could use, Jiraiya said. And what may that be? The Hokage questioned. Orochimaru, he is the leader of OTO. I also believe he has something planned for the Chunin exams, in fact I am almost certain of this, Jiraiya said. I see, thank you for this information. And what aid can you offer to handle this threat? The old Sarutobi asked. A 3 ninja genin team. Consisting of Naruto Uzumaki, Haku Momoichi and Akimi Hayaku, Jiraiya said. You plan on bringing Naruto here? He is coming back to the village. Hiruzen questioned. Not for long, just the duration of the Chunin exams to make sure nothing happens. But I will warn you, keep Danzo and the elders away from Naruto. If they attempt anything you could be looking at a rather hefty cleanup, Jiraiya said. I will certainly do my best. Tell me, how strong is Naruto? Hiruzen asked. Well, I have been training him for the past 5 years, so he is a damn sight better than any genin, that's for sure, Jiraiya said. I see, now what about the Rinnegan? Does he truly possess the power of the Rikudo Sennin? The Hokage asked. Well, the Rinnegan, yes. As for the power of the sage, well, it's a bit soon to tell, he is only 13 after all, but his chakra supplies are massive, he can do things with chakra I have never seen done before, some of his skills are quite frankly frightening. Add to that he has some monstrous strength, enough to be able to stop one of my kicks with a single arm. Only myself and Itachi can give him a run for his money in a fight, and I have a feeling that he has been holding back lately, Jiraiya said. And you want me to put him in the genin exams? Even after hearing that, Hiruzen said almost disbelievingly. That's about right, I want them all entered as wandering shinobi. You can use me as the team's official sensei, Jiraiya said. I will agree, on one condition, the Hokage said. And what's that? Jiraiya asked cautiously. I want them to arrive a week before the exams, I would like to see how Naruto has grown up, Hiruzen said. Very well, I can arrange that. May I suggest keeping his arrival a secret? Also he refuses to hide his eyes, damn Gaki says they are part of who he is. I took him to Tsunade Heim for him to learn her unique henge to hide them, but he stopped using it after about 6 months, Jiraiya said. Very well, I look forward to his arrival eagerly, Hiruzen said with a smile. The pair sat and talked for a while, but eventually Jiraiya left the aged Hokage to the eternal hell that is paperwork. The weeks passed quickly and it was soon the week before the Chunin exams. Naruto, Jiraiya and the 2 kunoichi were slowly approaching the main gate of Konoha. So where are we staying while we are in Konoha? Akimi asked. Your guess is as good as mine, I am sure they have some hotels set up for visiting teams, Naruto replied. Yeah, you guys will be staying at a hotel, don't worry though, you are going to be given great rooms, the Hokage made sure of it, Jiraiya assured their genin. The 4 ninja arrived at the gate and were immediately called over to deliver their passports. Name and ninja registration papers for any people competing in the Chunin exams, the gate guard said, not bothering to look up from his desk. Naruto Uzumaki, Naruto said proudly and handed over the paper form he had to fill out to compete in the exam. The 2 kunoichi and Naruto's team followed Naruto's lead and handed over their papers after giving their names. Naruto Uzumaki, you know that name sounds familiar. Oh well, it's probably nothing, who is your accompanying sensei? The gate guard asked, still not bothering to look up from his desk. That would be me, Jiraiya said proudly. The gate guard slowly raised his head, but when he saw the man who was the acting sensei his eyes bulged. GG Jiraiya-sama, you're back. The gate guard stammered. Hey, I guess I am, now would you please allow my team entrance, Jiraiya said. Why yes of course, the guard said, stamping the passports and handing them back to the 3 waiting ninja. Wow, can you believe Jiraiya-sama has a team competing in this Chunin exams? I bet they are all going to walk it in, the gate guard who stamped the passport said. Yeah, say, did that kid with the blonde hair and purple eyes look familiar to you? The other guard asked. Yeah, sorta reminded me of that Kyuubi kid that disappeared all those years ago, the first guard replied. Yeah, what was that kid's name? The other guard asked. I have no idea, I don't think anyone ever paid any attention to the kid, I remember him yelling his name saying he was going to be Hokage one day, but I can't remember it. When you think about it, it isn't really a surprise that the kid never returned to the village, the first guard said. Meanwhile, back with Naruto, the group of ninja were walking through the main street of Konoha looking around almost unsure of where they were supposed to go. Hey sensei, where are you taking us? Naruto asked. To the hotel you will be staying at. It is the diplomatic hotel beside the Hokage Tower. It is usually just reserved for emissaries from other villages and daimyos and rich businessmen, but the Hokage made 3 rooms available for you guys, Jiraiya said. Well, that's nice of him, Akemi said happily. Yeah, I owe Gigi big time for this, Naruto said. Well, he wants to see you after you get settled in, preferably before you go explore the village, Jiraiya informed the blonde. Well, it's not like there is a better place to start. I haven't seen the old man in such a long time. It will be great to catch up with him, Naruto said enthusiastically. Naruto, just to remind you, we are not here on some holiday, we have a job to do as well. Jiraiya said. Is that so? Then why are you carrying a map of Konoha with all the women-only bathhouses, marked in little red crosses? Naruto replied. This is important research, Orochimaru may be sneaking around anywhere. Jiraiya yelled back. And I am sure he just loves to hide amongst a bunch of women who are bathing, Akemi said, bristling slightly in anger. Jiraiya wisely dropped the subject and picked up the pace of his walking. After all, the sooner he made it to his favorite places in Konoha. The hotel was more like a mansion and every room they went to was furnished with the finest wood furniture Naruto had ever seen. They even had genin on hand at almost all times to carry bags. The genin who was currently carrying Akemi and Haku's bags as Naruto and Jiraiya used sealing scrolls. Led them to their rooms, well, the rooms of the genin. Jiraiya had told them he had a place to stay while he was in Konoha, so he didn't need a hotel room. Naruto's room was massive, it looked more like an average-sized apartment for one, rather than a hotel room. There was a massive wooden queen-sized bed, a complete kitchen and even a walk-in wardrobe. I definitely owe Gigi a thank you for this, Naruto thought as he looked around before resting on the bed. There was a knock on the door and Akemi and Haku entered. Looks like you got an amazing room as well, that old Hokage really knows how to make people feel welcome. This is great, I might never return to the Yoinokuchi and become a full-time shinobi of Konoha if I always get treated this well, Akemi said as she looked around the room. I doubt they will let you keep the room if you are not a guest. I also doubt Gigi would have given us such great rooms if it wasn't for Jiraiya-sensei, Naruto said. Yeah, you are just scared that I will leave the group, after all without me, and now Haku the group is all guys, Akemi said. Well, do what you want. I need to go see Gigi, after all I did say I would go there after I found my room, Naruto said. Are you going to wear your Yoinokuchi cloak? Isn't that dangerous? Haku queried. Not really, the cloaks are a bit of a new touch, in fact I am still deciding on what color I want them, Naruto said offhandedly as he left the room. Naruto left the hotel and walked the short distance to the Hokage Tower. Sitting at a desk on the ground level of the tower, was a woman with short brown hair reading a magazine. Hello, I would like to see the Hokage, Naruto said with a smile. He said he is not to be disturbed in any way. I am not just going to allow entrance to the Hokage to anyone who comes in and just asks for it, the receptionist said. He told me to come here, I believe he is expecting me, Naruto said. Fine, I will ask him, what is your name? The woman asked. Naruto Uzumaki, Naruto replied casually. What did you just say? There is no way you can be him. The receptionist said. Why is that? I am Naruto Uzumaki. I don't know exactly how to prove it, but I am starting to realize why Jiraiya-sensei always enters Gigi's office by the window, Naruto said. Very well, I still don't believe you, but follow me and I will go ask Hokage-sama if he is truly expecting you, the woman said, and after putting her magazine down she stood and began to lead Naruto up a spiraling staircase. Wait here, I will go and see Hokage-sama, he will tell me if he is expecting you or not, the receptionist said. Several seconds later she reappeared and told Naruto to enter. How's it going, old man? Naruto said happily as he casually entered the room. Naruto-kun, it has been far too long. I hope you are not too busy to visit an old man more often. Look at how you have grown, looks like you are no longer the shortest person in your age group, Hiruzen said. Good to see you as well, Gigi, Naruto replied. Now before we continue I must ask about the Rinnegan. Do you mind if a curious old man takes a closer look at your eyes, Hiruzen asked. Sure thing, although they are not much to look at, Itachi-sensei's Sharingan and Mangekyo Sharingan are much cooler looking, Naruto said. Yes, well I have seen plenty of Sharingan in the past, this could be the only chance I will ever get to see the eyes of the Rikudo Sennin, Hiruzen said as he got out from behind his desk and moved over to Naruto and lowering himself to Naruto's eye level. Amazing, such a small pupil, how is your vision? Hiruzen asked. Oh, it's perfect, I can even see chakra, but it gets kinda weird if I use shadow clones, so I try to avoid that, Naruto admitted. Really, why's that? The Hokage queried. Well, my vision splits into what I see, and what the clone sees. It is a real pain in the ass, but it works great for spying and information gathering, Naruto said. Amazing, what else can those eyes of yours do? Hiruzen asked eagerly. Come on, Gigi. I can't go telling you that, I need to keep some secrets, you know. I am a ninja after all, Naruto said. Oh, very well, that will be all. Anyway, tell me about what you have been up to. I won't get a better chance than this to find out how you have grown up, Hiruzen said. Not much really, for most of the time it was just myself, Itachi-sensei and Jiraiya-sensei training so I could look after myself against anyone who recognized my eyes and tried to either take them for themselves or control me. After that we started taking on freelance work to help people in need or capture missing ninja, Naruto explained, not wanting to give away too much about the Yoinokuchi. Well, it sounds like you are doing well for yourself. Life around here has been rather quiet with you gone, we no longer have large groups of genin and chunin chasing a young troublemaker around the village, Hiruzen chuckled. If it makes you happy I could always pull a few pranks. I had a great one planned for the final year of the academy to use just before I graduated, Naruto said. I think it would be for the best if you didn't, I enjoy the stress-free life, the aged Hokage laughed. Elsewhere in Konoha, Team 7 were training in their teamwork. Sasuke had recently awoken his Sharingan while training with Kakashi to spot fast-moving objects. They were currently working on the group's skills by having Kakashi throw rocks at Hinata while she destroyed them with strikes of her taijutsu style. Sasuke was attempting to intercept the stones to increase his speed and strength. And Sakura was attempting to affect Kakashi's aim with various genjutsu she knew but was having varied success. Okay, good job guys, in fact you all worked together so well today that I am going to enter you all into the Chunin exams in a week's time, Kakashi informed his team. Are you sure we are ready? We have only been out of the academy for 6 months, Hinata said. We're ready, besides even if we don't graduate it will be a good learning experience, Sasuke said. Yeah, Sasuke-kun is right, Sakura said although she agreed with Hinata. Well, I will see you all tomorrow with the forms to fill out by, Kakashi said before disappearing in a large puff of smoke. Hinata and Sasuke left their separate ways. Typically Sakura followed Sasuke like a lost puppy until he told her he didn't want to go on a date with the pink-haired Kunoichi. So in the end Sakura walked home slightly depressed that her true love was still not interested in her. As she was walking home she passed by the Hokage Tower at the very same moment Naruto was leaving to return to his hotel. That was the baka who was with Sasuke-kun's brother. If I can capture him he will have to tell Sasuke-kun everything he knows about his brother. And Sasuke-kun will finally take notice of me. Sakura thought and quickly made up a plan to follow the blonde. This will be perfect, I bet this guy is a useless shinobi, that's why he had to hang out with Itachi. Sakura thought and began to rather inexpertly tail Naruto. Naruto returned to his hotel fully aware that he was being followed. Does she really think she is well hidden? I mean all she is doing is staying about the same range that I am guessing she can sense back. She has no idea of what she is doing. But then again I guess she is only a fresh genin, Naruto thought as he entered the hotel trying to put the pink-haired Kunoichi out of his mind. Damn, I didn't think he would be staying so close to the Hokage Tower. Oh wait, I know, I can go get Sasuke-kun. He will be so pleased that he will have to go on a date with me. Sakura said before running off to try and find the Uchiha. Meanwhile Naruto was making his way back to his room to rest before venturing out into the village later to find something to eat. Arriving on the floor he was staying on he saw Akemi and Haku both exit their rooms. Hey, you guys going out? Naruto asked casually. Yeah, we just wanna go look around the village. Do you wanna come? Akemi said. Well, I was going to relax here for a bit then go out later to get some dinner, but I may as well come with the two of you, besides so far nobody has recognized me, which is good, Naruto said. Why don't you just use that weird henj you learned from Tsunade-sama? Nobody can detect it and it can't be dispelled. Nobody would have a chance to find out who you are. Akemi suggested. I don't want to hide who I am. If they have a problem with me then I guess they just won't get my service, besides I can take care of myself should anything get out of hand, Naruto said simply. Please don't cause a scene. When you get worked up things tend to get destroyed, Akemi said. I'm not that bad, Naruto complained. Hey, when you get angry or overly excited you can't not destroy something. You do it all the time. Just after Akaru and I joined the Yoinokuchi, a year ago. You thought Jiraiya-sama had ate the last cup of instant ramen, you almost destroyed the entire kitchen of a hideout in the land of Earth, Akemi said. That was different, I was hungry, Naruto said sheepishly. How could that happen? Haku asked. Well, I still didn't have full control of my gravity element at the time and every so often when I was angry I would accidentally use my gravity jutsu. It won't be happening again. Naruto admitted. It doesn't matter, I just don't want to have people angry at me because you go destroy something because someone kicks you out of a store, Akemi said. It will be fine, I am here to relax, I have no intention of getting worked up over little things like that, Naruto assured the two Kunoichi. Well, let's go, I'm hungry and would like to get something to eat before it gets too dark, Haku said. Yeah, why not, there used to be this awesome ramen stand in Konoha. It was my favorite place in the village back when I used to live here. Although that may have been because it was the only place I was treated kindly, Naruto said. Well, that explains where your love of ramen comes from I guess, Akemi said as the three ninja left the hotel to look around and find something to eat. It was a strange experience for Naruto to return to Konoha. There were no cold glares or people forcing themselves to simply ignore him. Now the village looked to be full of friendly people that were just going about their lives having long ago forgotten about the existence of the blonde Jinchuriki. This place seems nice. I don't know why you and Jiraiya-sama would want to leave, Haku said, as she looked around at the groups of families shopping and laughing together. I am sure it was a great place to live for anyone else. It was the fact that I lived in the village that people didn't like. I was treated poorly and eventually a ninja stole me from the village and dumped me in the middle of the land of forests with no food and no idea where I was. I was simply left to die, Naruto said. That's so sad, why would they do something like that? Haku asked. Because I am a Jinchuriki, a human sacrifice that contains a Bijuu's power. According to Jiraiya-sensei, the Ondaime Hokage wanted me to be seen as a hero to these people. It worked about as well as Jiraiya-sensei's last pickup attempt on Tsunade Ba-chan, Naruto said. What does that mean? Haku asked. It means it failed horribly. Jinchuriki are never liked or loved by anyone. It doesn't matter what Jiraiya-sama says. People naturally distrust Jinchuriki and isolate them. The only Jinchuriki I have ever heard of that was loved is Killer B, the Hachibi Jinchuriki from Kumo. He had to work so hard to get everybody to like him that in the end they just seem like a lot of effort for nothing. All he is to Kumo is a weapon for them to use. The same could be said about the Nibi Jinchuriki Yugito ni. But the villagers still isolate her and ignore her, Akemi said. But these people sound like they keep the Biju they contain from killing people and running wild. I may not know much about the 9 Biju, but I do know that they are incredibly powerful and dangerous, Haku said. That may be the truth, but people do not see a person when they look at a Jinchuriki. They see the creature that they are locking away. Akemi said harshly. It's not so bad, because of it I was able to meet Jiraiya-sensei and all the other people who have been able to make my life far better than it was while I lived here. I may not like what happened to me, but it is not like I can change that. So I may as well just accept it and move on, Naruto said with a relaxed smile. He sure is a lot different to how he was when Zabuza-sama and I first met him, Haku whispered to her fellow Kunoichi while gazing at Naruto. Give you the cold shoulder too, huh? Akemi asked. Yeah, why didn't he like you either? Haku replied. Naruto has never really liked Kumo Shinobi. In fact, the only time I have seen him even remotely enjoy killing someone was when a group of Kumo hunter ninja came looking for me while we were out on a mission. That was where he learned a rather disturbing new technique that is given to him with those eyes of his, Akemi said. What did he do? Haku asked tentatively, unsure if she really wanted to know. Naruto can read people's minds if he places his hand onto them and they remain still. When we encountered the group of Kumo ninja, Naruto wanted to question them about who else was moving around looking for me and my brother. But he sort of went overboard and in the end he ripped the mon's soul right out of his body. You could even see a ghostly outline of it as he tossed it away without a care in the world. When I checked over the Kumo ninja there was no sign of a cause of death and he was just dead, Akemi said. I think I have seen the results of that jutsu. When Naruto and Itachi came to recruit Zabuza-sama and myself for the Yoinokuchi. We had been hired to kill a bridge builder by a despicable man named Gato. Naruto and Itachi produced the body of Gato and when I looked it over all I could tell was that he was dead. That must also explain how they were both able to die and where we were at the time, Gato would have known. That is the reason why Naruto didn't like us. Because we were hired to kill an innocent man, who had never hurt anyone. Itachi said Naruto was strongly against that sort of thing, Haku informed the black-haired Kunoichi. The two Kunoichi were unaware that Naruto could hear their entire conversation. However, he decided against informing them of this and instead only decided to speak when they found the place he had been looking for since arriving back in the village. Hey, alright, Ichiraku Ramen, I haven't been here in years. You girls coming or are you going to go somewhere else? Naruto asked. I am not much of a ramen eater, so why don't we meet back after we have something to eat? You can show us around to places you used to like in the village, Akemi said. Hey, alright, see ya soon, Naruto replied and ran off. The old ramen store looked like it had been upgraded since Naruto had left. There was a large number of people inside the store and Naruto had never seen it this busy. When he lived here, Ichiraku Ramen received most of its business via home deliveries. But now that Naruto thought about it, that may have just been because people didn't want to be around Naruto while he ate there. The old man looks like he hasn't aged a day, but Ayame has grown a lot. I guess that is to be expected, she was just slightly older than I am now the last time I saw her. Should I tell them who I am or keep it a secret? Well, I haven't gone out of the way to hide who I am. I mean, I have used my real name and not used a henge. But I think telling them that I am the young boy everyone used to hate in a crowded restaurant would be a bad idea, Naruto thought as he took a seat and waited quietly to be served. It didn't take long before Ayame came over to take Naruto's order. Hello and welcome to Ichiraku Ramen. What can I get for you today? Ayame asked. Can I get 2 bowls of miso ramen please? Naruto replied. Yes, right away sir. Say you look familiar, but I don't remember you eating here before, Ayame said as she handed the order over to her father. I haven't been in Konoha for years so it is probably just a coincidence, Naruto replied. Yeah, you sorta remind me of a small boy who used to come here, the face is almost exactly the same. He had blue eyes though, so you can't be him, Ayame said. What happened to him? Naruto asked. He was trying to find out what sort of reaction there was to his disappearance in the village. Well, I hate to have to say it, but a ninja named Ko Hyuga kidnapped him and dumped him a few countries over in a forest to die. Poor Naruto-kun was not well liked in the village unfortunately. What made it worse was when the Hokage had the bastard that committed the crime executed, the villagers all sent money and flowers to his wife and the Hyuga clan, saying how sad they were that their hero had been killed, Ayame said sadly. Naruto's blood was simmering under the surface now. It appeared that the villagers of Konoha wouldn't show kindness towards him even after they thought he was dead. Needless to say, he was far from pleased and even considered simply leaving Konoha to its fate at the hands of Orochimaru. He could not bring himself to leave however as he knew that should he do that then the Hokage's life would be put in danger and he did not want to see the man he considered a grandfather figure to be killed. Also he knew that this place was the home of his parents. And whoever they were he knew they would not like to see Konoha destroyed. Naruto ate in relative silence after that. And once he finished his meal, he simply paid the bill and left. He did however give the father and daughter ramen chefs a friendly wave goodbye. With Sakura, oh where is Sasuke-kun? I thought he would be at home by now, Sakura thought as she looked around the old Uchiha district for her raven-haired teammate. Moving to the back of the compound she found Sasuke. He was practicing his Kaden Jutsu. There were also kunai and shuriken scattered all over the clearing. Sasuke-kun, Sakura said tentatively, trying to get the Uchiha's attention. Sakura, why are you here? I thought I told you I didn't want to go on a date with you, Sasuke said. There was no emotion in his voice and he seemed to be more angry than usual. I know that, but that boy who was with your brother, I think he is in the village at the moment, Sakura said. What, are you sure? Sasuke said eagerly. I am fairly sure that it is him, but he entered his hotel, so I don't know how to find out for sure, Sakura admitted. Well, did you see those weird eyes of his? Sasuke demanded. I think so. I was trailing him since he left the Hokage tower, but I am almost positive that I saw the creepy purple eyes of his. So I was thinking we could capture him and that way he would be able to lead us to your brother, Sakura said. I will finally be able to kill Itachi. I'm in but first I want to see him myself, Sasuke said. Right, and maybe we should get Kakashi-sensei to help us. Sakura suggested. No, he would stop us. After all we don't know why he is in the village and could be here to see the Hokage. So we need to confront him alone, and if he doesn't give me the location of Itachi, then we will just have to make him. Sasuke said. Alright then let's go. Sakura said. No, I am tired. We will do it tomorrow, before our team meeting, Sasuke said. Okay, that's a good idea Sasuke-kun. So do you want to go grab some dinner with me? It might help you get your strength back from all this training. Sakura said. No, was Sasuke's only reply before walking off, leaving the pink-haired Kunoichi alone once more. With Naruto, Naruto had left Ichiraku Ramen, but had been unable to find where Haku and Akemi had gone to eat. Damn, well I guess it is no big deal as long as they can find their way back to the hotel, it will be fine, he thought as he walked through the streets of Konoha. The sun was beginning to set and the villagers were beginning to return home, which made the streets quiet. It was not long after that Naruto realized that he had been walking aimlessly for so long that he had stumbled upon the old apartment complex where he used to live. The multi-story complex looked like it had seen better days. The gardens were all overgrown and several windows had been boarded up because of broken glass. I wonder what my old apartment is like now, Naruto thought as he began climbing the stairs. There were several wooden steps missing on the way up to the third floor and it looked like several others were about to be rotten right through. What happened here? I mean, it wasn't the best of apartments, but it was always clean and well looked after, he thought as he arrived on his old level and began looking for the room that was once his own. Naruto found his apartment quite easily. It was after all the only door that had demon written on the door in big red writing that had faded over time. Well, it is good to know I was missed, Naruto thought sarcastically as he opened the door. Everything was the same as he had left it. Unopened ramen containers long past their use by date were stacked up in the kitchen, and in the old table with two chairs still stood right where he remembered them all those years ago. In fact, apart from the dust and smell of mold, the apartment was just the way he remembered it. Moving into his bedroom, he saw that it too had not been touched since he left. The bed was unmade and messy, his clothes were still mostly in the wardrobe with the exception of a few that were just tossed onto the floor. Finally, on Naruto's bedside table there was a picture of him wearing the Hokage's hat and robes with a smiling Hiruzen Sarutobi in the background. Naruto picked up the photo and stored it in his kunai pouch. Having seen enough, the blonde made his way out of the room only to come face to face with 4 Anbu. Can I help you? Naruto asked casually. It is not allowed to enter that apartment. You are to come with us to Anbu HQ and then taken to the T&I department for questioning over the current location of Naruto Uzumaki, a ninja in a bull mask said. I would rather not, and besides, why would I need to answer questions about my own location? Naruto said offhandedly. What do you mean? A cat-masked Kunoichi said. I mean that I am Naruto Uzumaki, now leave me alone. Naruto said before turning to walk away. Impossible, Naruto Uzumaki has blue eyes. The bull-masked Anbu said. Wait, do you remember what Kakashi-senpai said when he returned from that mission in the Land of Wave? He said he ran into Naruto Uzumaki along with the S-ranked criminal Itachi Uchiha. He said Naruto no longer had blue eyes and that they were purple with a ripple pattern, Cat replied. Yeah, that was me. Now if you don't mind I am leaving, Naruto said. Wait, if you are Naruto Uzumaki then we are to take you to the Hokage, Bull ordered. But I am not a ninja of this village. What right do you have to order me around? Besides, I have already seen the old man, Naruto replied. That doesn't matter. Now come quietly, or we will have to take you there by force. Bull said. Naruto contemplated this for a while. Well, it wouldn't be that difficult to get rid of them. But then I would be committing a crime against Konoha. Well, at least the Hokage Tower is close to my hotel. This is still such a pain in the ass, the blonde thought before agreeing to go with the team of Anbu. Naruto didn't complain when Bull grabbed Naruto for a shunshin. They arrived right outside the Hokage Tower and marched Naruto inside. He was slightly disappointed that the receptionist wasn't there. She could have cleared this whole thing up without disturbing the Hokage. After a knock on the door, the Hokage beckoned them to enter. The Anbu squad marched in with Naruto in the center of them. Hey Gigi, what the hell? I go check out my old apartment and I get arrested by these guys. Naruto complained. Oh, Naruto-kun, I am sorry for this. Bull, you and your team are dismissed. Naruto-kun is a guest in Konoha as he is competing in the Chunin exams. He is in the team of Wandering Shinobi I informed the council would be competing this year, Hiruzen said. I see, I am sorry Hokage-sama. May I ask, have the village elders been informed of who this boy is? Bull asked. No, I haven't informed them. Quite frankly, it will be far too much of a headache. I do not want to deal with them trying to convince me to capture and confine Naruto-kun. And if I did I would have Jiraiya-kun very angry at me, Hiruzen said. Jiraiya-sama, I don't understand, Bull said. Jiraiya is the boy's sensei and acting sensei for Naruto-kun's team. And is therefore under his protection. Involving the elders and the council would be a very bad move, the Hokage said. I see. Please forgive us for the inconvenience, Naruto. I am sorry to disrupt you while you are working, Hokage-sama, Bull said with a bow before his entire team shunshined away. Well, I am glad that is sorted out, Naruto smiled. Yes, I should have warned you that your return to the village has been kept classified and that we have sensory seals in place around your old apartment. They have been there since the time you lived here. They were placed as a precaution should anyone attempt to attack you while you slept, Hiruzen said. Naruto went to reassure the old Hokage that there was no hard feelings, but just as he opened his mouth the door burst open. I've got you now, old man, prepare to be defeated. Naruto reacted instinctively and spun around, manipulating the gravity around the would-be attacker. It turned out to be nothing but a young boy around 3 years younger than Naruto was. He had spiky brown hair and a scarf that seemed to be longer than he was tall. Naruto left his jutsu up, keeping him suspended in mid-air. Hey, what the hell? Let me down, the boy yelled as he struggled to break free. This must be Naruto-kun's gravity manipulation, amazing. Hiruzen thought as he stared in awe at the spot Naruto had his grandson suspended in mid-air in the middle of the room. Naruto-kun, it is alright. This is my grandson, Konohamaru, the aged Sarutobi said. Yeah, that's right, I am the Hokage's grandson, so you better let me down and show me some respect. Konohamaru yelled indignantly. Respect is earned, kid, Naruto said. But he did drop his jutsu, causing Konohamaru to land in a heap on the floor. Hey jerk, what was that for? I was about to finally defeat my grandfather and become Hokage. Konohamaru yelled. That's not how it works. The Hokage is chosen by becoming the strongest ninja in the village. Just because you beat one person will not make you the Hokage. Becoming Hokage is tough and you need to work really hard. There are after all a lot of strong ninja in Konoha, you will need to be able to defeat all of them if you want the title of Hokage, Naruto lectured. What, no way, I should just have to defeat the old man. Konohamaru whined. I'm afraid that he is right, Konohamaru. There are no shortcuts to become the Hokage, Hiruzen said. Well then, I demand that you teach me. Konohamaru said, pointing at Naruto. What, why me? Naruto questioned. You got the drop on me easily. I want to learn how you were able to stop me and hold me in the air like that, Konohamaru said. Well, it's not that simple. You see, that is a skill that can't really be taught, Naruto said. Well then teach me something else. Konohamaru said. Don't you have a sensei for this kind of thing? Naruto asked. Yes, but Ebisu sensei never teaches me anything good, Konohamaru complained. I bet what he is trying to teach you is really important, you just don't realize it yet, Naruto said. But you are way better than Ebisu sensei. Come on, teach me something, Konohamaru said. Sorry kid, but I'm not a ninja of this village. I bet you will be able to find a much better sensei than I will ever be. It's dark outside now, so I am going to return to my hotel room. I will come see you again sometime during the week, old man, Naruto said. He left the room with a friendly wave to the Hokage and then casually made his way back to his hotel. Akemi and Haku were already there waiting for him when he returned. Hey, where did you two disappear to after I went to get some ramen? Naruto asked. Oh, we found this amazing dango shop and we spent the rest of the afternoon looking around the village, Haku said. Oh, find anything interesting? Naruto asked. Not really, but we saw a couple of freaks in green spandex running around the village yelling something about flames of youth. It was kinda scary, Akemi said. Oh well, hopefully you won't have to be scared by men in green spandex again during our stay. Naruto laughed and entered his room ready to relax before looking around the village some more tomorrow. The next day started normally enough. Naruto went into the village to get breakfast before heading to find somewhere quiet to train. He did not get very far, however, before he realized he was being followed. That kid is going to need a lot of help if he ever wants to be Hokage. I mean, who trees to follow someone with a square-shaped rock? At least those other two are keeping out of sight, Naruto thought as he quickly gave a sideways glance to where Sasuke and Sakura were hiding. Well, it looks like I better lose them, he thought, and turning around he pushed off with a great burst of speed. You can't escape from me. Come back and teach me some jutsu. Konohamaru yelled from inside the box and he got out of the box and charged after Naruto. Sasuke-kun, what should we do? Sakura asked from where they were hiding. You go chase after that kid, I will keep out of sight and when we find him set up some traps to capture him, Sasuke said. Awesome plan, don't worry Sasuke-kun, I will find him for you. Sakura said and jumped down into the middle of the road before leaving to chase after Konohamaru. Following an academy student who is chasing after a skilled ninja is not the best idea, however, and it didn't take long for Konohamaru to make a wrong turn. However, it was a wrong turn that turned out to be an even bigger mistake. I'll watch it, brat, a boy wearing face paint and a black full-body robe said as he yanked Konohamaru up into the air. Hey, let me go, Konohamaru yelled. This was the sight that Sakura walked in on. Hey, what's going on here? She asked. This kid bumped into me and now he is going to pay. The older boy said. Come on, I am sure it was just an accident, let the kid go, Sakura said. She is right, Kankuro, what is the point of making enemies here? Let him go, a tall blonde kunoichi with 4 pigtails and green eyes said. The now named Kankuro didn't comply, however. No way, this kid needs to be punished for disrespecting me, he said. Bansho Tenin, came a calm voice from behind Sakura. Konohamaru shot out of Kankuro's arms and flew right into the outstretched hand of Naruto. What kind of jutsu was that? Kankuro ordered, as Naruto set Konohamaru on the ground and slowly approached Kankuro and the blonde kunoichi. Yusuna Genin must have some sort of death with to attack the Hokage's grandson in the middle of Konoha, Naruto said, causing the blonde kunoichi to pale. He disrespected me, I was just going to scare him a little, but I can see from your lack of a headband that you do not belong to this village, so why are you even bothering to help these weaklings? Kankuro replied, weaklings, the only weakling I see here is you. You need to pick on an academy-aged kid just to make yourself look big. I think you might have a better chance at that if you lost the makeup and wore some proper clothes, Naruto laughed. The blonde kunoichi couldn't help herself and began to giggle. Kankuro, however, was less than impressed. Shut up, Tamari. This is war paint, not makeup. Looks like I am going to have to teach you a lesson then, Kankuro said and went for an object that was strapped across his back. Naruto looked mildly interested but let out a sigh when several kunai landed on the ground in front of both Naruto and Kankuro. I can't allow you to harm him, I need him to tell me where my brother is hiding. Sasuke yelled from a tree. Oh, it's you. I was hoping that our other visitor was going to show himself. I have no interest in helping you in your foolish vendetta against Itachi-sensei, now leave, Naruto said calmly. How dare you mock me? Now tell me where my brother is. Sasuke ordered. No, Naruto replied. Look, you can have him after I have finished with him, don't worry, I will leave him alive, just Kankuro said, and removed the object from his back. No time for that, I am afraid. Looks like your teammate is here, and it doesn't look as though he is happy, Naruto said a second before there was a swirl of sand and a young boy appeared around the same age as Naruto was. He had red hair, sea green eyes, and had a kanji for love on his forehead. Gaara. Kankuro and Tamari both stammered upon the redhead's arrival. Kankuro, what do you think you are doing? Gaara ordered. I was just teaching this pest some respect, Kankuro said, clearly scared. You are a disgrace to Suna. Tamari, Kankuro, we're leaving. Gaara said authoritatively. Wait, what is your name? Sasuke ordered. Gaara Subaku. I would like to know yours, Gaara replied, not even looking at the raven-haired Uchiha. Sasuke Uchiha, Sasuke said proudly. I was not talking to you, you do not interest me. I was asking the blonde that mother fears, Gaara said. Mother, that is a weird relationship to have with a Biju, Naruto said, causing Gaara's eyes to widen in shock that Naruto knew his secret. My name is Naruto Uzumaki, I am here for the Chunin exams as I am guessing you are as well. Indeed I am, Gaara replied relatively calmly. Then I guess we may have to fight at some point during the exams, I look forward to it, Naruto said. Yes, I too am eager to test my existence, against someone that even mother fears, Gaara replied, and without a second glance at Sasuke or Sakura disappeared in a swirl of sand. For Sasuke, being ignored by not only Naruto but Gaara as well had become too much for him, and he jumped down into the road in an attempt to attack Naruto but found him nowhere to be seen. Where did he go? Sasuke ordered an answer out of Sakura. I don't know, he simply disappeared in a puff of smoke, I think it was a Shunshin, Sakura admitted. Damn him, this is Itachi taunting me. I will make him pay for this. Sasuke seethed before stalking off. Wait, Sasuke, shouldn't we go looking for him? Sakura asked hopefully. She figured the longer they spent looking for Naruto the more chance she would have of getting a date out of the Uchiha. No, we have a team meeting in 15 minutes. Maybe Hinata can help find him, Sasuke said grumpily as he stalked off. During this exchange, Naruto sat on top of a building watching their movements. He is a rather angry, revenge-obsessed boy. I think you may have made a mistake letting that one live, Itachi-sensei, Naruto said to himself before hopping down into the street and continuing his search for an empty training ground.